Here's another story for you. I went to Massachusetts Institute of Technology from 1972 to 1976. That was MIT. And when I was a freshman there, I got there and it was pretty overwhelming. You know, I'd done well in high school, but when I got there, boy, it really changed. I walked into my freshman physics class and there were 600 people there in this auditorium, and they were all pretty smart. I mean, you know, I was like in the middle of the pack probably. I was used to being at the top. And I thought, well, physics though, you know, I'm really good at physics. So the professor stands up and says, okay, now let's go over everything you learned in high school for the next hour, and then tomorrow we'll start real physics. And so he went over everything that we had learned for the past year in high school. And I thought, whoa, okay. And then he jumped in the next day and started teaching us stuff with calculus, which I had never had. So it was quite a shock, and I really had to brush up fast and learn calculus to stay ahead of things. Good thing it was pass-fail first year. Well, then I went to another class, my Intro to Civil Engineering class, and I sat in there, and there were only about 50 of us. And I thought, okay, this will be better. Well, this guy, it was taught by a Chinese guy who was the teacher's assistant, and he stood up at the front, and the guy wrote on the chalkboard way faster than we could take notes. I mean, it was like he was writing with one hand and erasing it behind himself so he could write again on the chalkboard. And he says at the end of the class, he says, well, okay, I want you to read chapters 1 through 5 tonight in your textbook. And one of the kids up front, we were all thinking, how are we going to do that? We've got 5 classes, and they all said read chapters 1 through 5 by tomorrow. And so a little kid in the front raises his hand and says, sir, what if we don't have time to read all this stuff? Every class has assigned us like 10 hours of homework tonight. He says, oh, that's easy. You frunk. So I thought, oh, great. Okay, we can see this for all of our classes. So we knew we were in for it that year as freshmen, and it was pretty tough. Like I said, it was a good thing it was pass-fail. I did pass, but I'm glad we weren't getting grades.